Mom posted a photo of my $2,000 gift with the caption, "A useless thing from the most useless daughter in the world." While she was enjoying the likes, I sent her another gift that would teach her to appreciate me. I stood in front of my mother's house, clutching the expensive coffee maker I'd bought her for her birthday. A box was heavy in my arms, and I shifted uncomfortably as I waited for someone to answer the door. $2,000. That's what I'd spent on this gift, hoping it would bridge the gap between us after years of strained relations. Mom had always loved coffee. Every morning when I was growing up, she'd brew a fresh pot while humming softly to herself. It was one of the few warm memories I had left of her before everything changed. The door swung open, and there was Rick, my stepfather. His face showed a flash of annoyance before he forced a smile. He said flatly. "Come in." I stepped into what used to be my childhood home, though it was barely recognizable anymore. The familiar furniture my dad had picked out was long gone, replaced with Rick's modern tastes. Even the family photos that once lined the hallway had been replaced with pictures of Rick, my mother, and his two daughters. I followed him through the hallway, the weight of the coffee maker growing heavier with each step. The living room was filled with people, some of Mom's friends I vaguely recognized, and of course my stepsisters Melissa and Jessica. They were both in college now, though they still lived at home. "Nah." My mother's voice carried across the room as she spotted me. She was wearing an expensive-looking dress, her hair perfectly styled. "You made it." "Happy birthday, Mom." I managed to smile and held out the gift. "I thought you might like this." Her eyes lit up at the sight of the large box, and for a moment I felt a spark of hope. Maybe this would be the turning point in our relationship. Maybe this expensive gift would finally make her see me as worthy of her attention again. She tore open the wrapping paper eagerly, but as soon as she saw what was inside, her expression changed. Her lips pressed into a thin line of disappointment, and she set the box aside without even opening it. "A coffee maker," she said flatly. "How practical." The room seemed to grow quiet, and I felt everyone's eyes on me. Jessica whispered something to Melissa, and they both smirked. "It's top of the line," I explained, feeling foolish. "It can make any kind of coffee you want, lattes, cappuccinos, everything." I remembered how much you love coffee, so. "Thank you, Emma," she said, but her voice was cold. "Let's have some cake." The rest of the evening was torture. Mom barely spoke to me, though she laughed and chatted with everyone else. I sat in the corner, picking at my cake, wondering why I thought things would be different this time. It all started 10 years ago, when I was 19. That's when my whole world fell apart. Dad got sick cancer and within 6 months he was gone. I was devastated, completely lost without him. Dad had always been my rock, the one person who truly understood me. I expected Mom and I would grow closer through our shared grief. Instead, she met Rick just a month after the funeral. Within 6 months they were married, and Rick and his daughters moved into our house. I was still in college, watching my home transformed into a place I no longer recognized. Every time I walked into a room where Mom, Rick, and the girls were, they'd stop talking. They'd give me these looks like I was interrupting something important. Mom started spending all her time with her new daughters, taking them shopping, helping with their homework, all the things she used to do with me. "They need me," she'd say whenever I tried to talk to her. "They're adjusting to a new home, a new school." What about me? I wanted to scream. "I just lost my dad, don't I need you too?" But I never said it. Instead, I retreated further into myself until finally, I couldn't